You're listening to the audio production of The Prodigal Son, an astonishing study of the parable Jesus told to unveil God's grace for you, by John Macarthur, published by Thomas Nelson and read by Maurice, England.
Dedication. To my sons Matthew and Mark, who have never subjected their dad to any of the griefs and heartaches of the prodigal's father. Their faithful love for Christ and their abiding affection for their father are vivid, living daily reminders to me of how blessed my life has been. Introduction. An unforgettable tale. Most people today are somewhat familiar with the parable of the prodigal son, found in Luke chapter 15, verses 11 through 32. Even those who know next to nothing else about the Bible know something about this tale. Its themes and its language are deeply ingrained in our spiritual and literary traditions. Shakespeare, for instance, borrowed plot points and motifs from the parable of the prodigal son and adapted them in The Merchant of Venice and Henry IV. The bard also alluded to this parable repeatedly in his other dramas. Arthur Sullivan used the exact words of the biblical text as the basis of an oratorio titled The Prodigal Son. Sergei Prokofiev cast the plot in ballet form, and Benjamin Britten turned the story into an opera. At the opposite end of the musical spectrum, country singer Hank Williams recorded a song called The Prodigal Son, comparing the prodigal's homecoming to the joys of heaven. The world's great art museums are well stocked with works featuring scenes from the prodigal son's experience, including famous drawings and paintings by Rembrandt, Rubens, Dürer, and many others. Contemporary language is likewise full of words and imagery borrowed from the familiar parable. It is fairly common to hear a wayward child referred to as a prodigal son or daughter. People also sometimes speak of killing the fatted calf, a metaphor suitable for any extravagant celebration. Feeding on husks, referring to the consumption of trivial, shallow, or worldly things that can't really give nourishment. Or riotous living, meaning a dissolute or extravagant lifestyle. Perhaps you've heard or read those allusions without recognizing their source. They are borrowed directly from the King James Version of this best-known of Jesus' parables. A story to remember. The parable of the prodigal son is one of several memorable parables recorded only in Luke's Gospel. It stands out.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?